Good evening and welcome to the podcast Evil Popcorn, Children of the Popcorn. It is I, the Baron. We are here once again talking about some wonderful horror with a bit of a sci-fi bent. And who else do I have here with me?
Bent is one way to put it. This is like someone making balloon animals. This is so bent. This film, The Baron.
Yes.
Good evening, children. It is I, Mr. Popcorn. Shout out, walked in publicity for our film tonight, of course.
Yes, thank you.
This one, this one's a cracker, as we say
Yeah.
here down under.
Yeah, it's a bloody
Yeah.
beauty.
What's it called, Baron?
This film is called Vampire Zombies from Space.
Nicely done. Do you reckon that's an in-joke?
Oh, of
The way that
course.
the way that it's done in the film?
Yeah, but I mean, they've specifically not populated, punctuated. They've specifically punctuated the film title everywhere you can see it. So it's Vampire Zombies dot 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 space from space exclamation mark.
Absolutely. And the way it's performed in the film, there is a very pregnant, almost Pinter-esque
Mm.
pause
Yes,
before the rise up in the finger from space.
space.
Yeah. That's an indication of the film that we're watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, don't be fooled by the photo behind me. This is obviously a production still. The film itself, as behind Mr. Popcorn, you can see, is in black and white. And it is a homage, a love letter, a parody, if you will, to 1950s horror sci-fi.
Simultaneously a parody and a celebration of B-grade, and cult cinema. Yeah.
If you were to liken it to any piece of media that has gone before most closely, probably Plan 9 from Outer
Mm.
Space would give you the kind of feeling this film has.
I completely agree, Baron. Upon second watch, it was like writing down the question, sizzle, sizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you're obviously a big fan. The director of, the writers, yeah,
Yep.
primary influence, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a film that has only just been released on streaming as of the 10th of December this year, 2025. The production started in 1922 in 2022. They had some delays due to COVID, and it was made in Canada, Ontario, Canada. I couldn't find a budget for it in particular or a box office, but there was a Kickstarter campaign for this. And each of the tiers was named after a different auteur director, like George Romero and James Cameron and all of that sort of thing. So, yes.
Not to disparage what you were saying there, Baron, but we don't want to sell it short, this production, in the labor of love
Oh,
that has been befallen by bad luck. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
film, because it's 2010 that was when this was birthed,
Oh,
the idea,
correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
conceived of.
So it's been
And
going for 15 years. Now, so a little bit of admin about the film. Its runtime is about 98 minutes. The budget, as we said, I couldn't find an accurate number, but there was a Kickstarter campaign. For those people that are interested and don't want to Google it, the blurb for this film, if you will, is from the depths of space, Dracula has devised his most dastardly plan yet, turning the residents of a small town of Marlow into his personal army of vampire zombies. A motley crew consisting of a grizzled detective, a skeptical rookie cop, a chain smoking greaser, and a determined young woman band together to save the world from vampire zombies from space. It currently has a few reviews. At the moment, it's sitting at about a 6.8 out of 10, according to aggregator sites.
they could be a bit kinder.
Yeah.
This movie's fun. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the main audience for comedy horror, even though there are some that I really do like.
Mm.
But this one didn't offend me, didn't waste my time at all, to put what I thought straight up very simply. Baron, what are your initial reactions? You're the audience for this, if you don't mind me saying.
Look, honestly, watching this film, I okay. So the title gave me pause. I thought,
Oh, okay.
this might be a bit terrible. But the moment it came on and I started seeing those little nods to Plan 9 from Outer Space and Invaders from Mars and Invasion of the Body Snatchers and The Blob, like all of those sort of 1950s sci-fi where you could see the string holding up the spaceship or the flapping bat that was obviously a rubber bat they bought from a joke shop. Uh, I was hooked.
Yeah.
It brought me straight in, and it kept me throughout. Um, People will also recognize a few names from this. There's some horror royalty in the film, with top credit on the IMDb page. We have Lloyd Kaufman.
It's
He
the
is
crucial role of the
oh, yeah,
piece.
the central role of the film of public masturbator.
Yes. He's like the Joker if you're looking at Augusto Boal's work. You know what I mean? He's out there to confront and critique society.
Yeah,
Yes. Through an alarming image. Blah, blah, blah. It's Lloyd Kaufman. This he probably came up with the idea. What do you think,
yeah,
Baron?
I would imagine so. I
Hmm.
mean, I imagine someone said, "Hey, Lloyd, we'd really like you to be in our homage to Plan 9 from Outer Space and to the 50s sci-fi horror genre as a whole." And no doubt Lloyd went, "Only if I can be masturbating all over the set." I could be wrong. I could be wrong,
We're
but it does seem,
speculating, but we say that with love, of
yeah,
course. And yeah,
Lloyd is that kind of guy.
he's that kind
Uh,
of guy. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Check out
Anyone?
Troma Films if you are judging us, and then you'll understand. Just choose one, any one.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Your dealer's choice. It's got a pretty
Um,
big cast. Not a lot of big names. So we've got Lloyd Kaufman. We also have Judith O'Dea, who
yeah.
was Barbara from George Romero's original Night of the Living Dead,
Hmm.
and Simon Reynolds from Saw 4, and David Lieberhart from Tim and Eric. So we're gonna,
Okay,
yep,
so that's the Tim and Eric guy there is Nosferatu,
yep.
yes. And then we have Coppola's Dracula, yeah.
So
Again.
Coppola's Dracula is Martin Ouliet.
Um, and that's Judith there's Vampirella, correct?
Vampira, yes.
Vampira, my apologies. So this point of showing this to their children that this is very hyper-referential, this film.
Yes.
It's this is not a parody spoof film from the 90s or 2000s. This isn't even scary movie. This is quite a modernized approach to that style of comedy horror, certainly on film. Would you agree there, Baron?
100%. Exactly correct. Uh,
Which
Also,
I liked, which I liked, please.
yeah, the writers and director also have bit parts in the film as well, which I will leave up to people to find for themselves.
Nice. I didn't want to leave out Alex Foreman there because you've got
Yes.
Jakob Skitzbar, Michael Statsko, and Alex Foreman. They're the main three. They're the Trinity. They're your Mac, Dennis, and Charlie.
Yeah.
If you know, you know of this film. And it's got that spirit to it. Yeah, that independent spirit. We're going to make this no matter what. That's why I wanted to point out the timeline
Yep.
because they went through a lot of crap to make this film, but they got a lot of help,
Yep.
a lot of over 100+ extras. What did
Yep.
you think of the extras non-acting to the in the film? Did it deter or take away from the comedy?
No, no, no. I think they did really well. So there was obviously someone at the helm. So our director there, Michael Stasko, obviously knows his stuff to do with like the 1950s genre, comedy horror in particular. And the extras obviously loved what they were doing. It's broad comedy. Now, children as well, don't be put off by the fact that it's sci-fi. There is a lot of gore in this, and it's black and white, but you can still see the blood.
And it's excessive.
Yes, which is
Like
great.
as of now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. As
So
of now, everything since the post-substance, like even in mainstream horror, certainly in the fringe stuff, has been allowed to be show excessive gore,
yeah,
and this comes to the party with that. Certainly the autopsy scene, yes?
yes, yeah,
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 yeah. So there's horror to this, certainly. It deserves the horror label.
Yeah, it does 100%. Yes.
It's a horror comedy, not a comedy horror. Do you agree?
Yeah. Um, horror,
Hmm.
horror, sci-fi comedy. Oh, horror comedy, sci-fi.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
sci-fi is prevalent as well and strong. You are correct, yes.
So yes. Look, children, give this a watch.
Yeah.
Support these guys. I'm sure they'll be doing other stuff. If you see it, because it's really easy to put out a piece of commercial work these days. You can follow the Save the Cat as much as you like. You can get money from a studio and you can put out a piece of fairly bland art that will make money. But this was, I mean, I've said it now probably 4 times, but this is a love letter to cinema, and it's a love letter to horror, it's a love letter to sci-fi, and it is a genuinely funny movie. Uh,
Yeah. And it's ridiculously self-aware, like the unnecessary ADR.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not a budget production where you need to do every piece of dialogue and ADR, but in a melodramatic, but at the same time bored way.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the comedic tightrope they walk
yes.
successfully in this film.
It's a nice.
Pacing, is it too long? Maybe my one critique for what it is.
I think from a second watch, there's probably about 10, maybe 15 minutes that you could just trim out. Just some
Yeah.
longer shots that could be trimmed, a couple little bits of dialogue that maybe didn't forward the film on. But sitting at about 85 or 90 minutes, this would be perfect. It only sits at about 98 minutes, so it's not overly stretched. I didn't find myself double screening, and I didn't pause the film
No.
to get up and get a drink or anything. So it watched straight through, and it held my attention.
What did you think of the cutlery cascade in the kitchen with the wife onto the
Oh yeah,
mirror?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
It's very good.
The practical effects are very cleverly done. Yes.
Well,
And is there any CGI?
I think there's very little because they rely on the fact that they are using old techniques. So they're using
Hmm.
the strings to hang rocket ships. They were very obviously using Star Wars sound effects. The flying bat at no point transformed via CG into Dracula. Like it was all done like it was done back in the day.
Yeah, and even if you have the lasers coming from the ships and guns, etc.,
Yeah,
it looks like the effects from an Atari from the 1980s. Yeah,
yeah,
an Atari game console. Yeah.
yeah,
And so, which works thematically, of course, point being. This film probably don't show it to your adolescence as a gateway movie or something because there's
yeah.
adult humor
There is.
out
Yes.
the wazoo.
Yeah,
Strong sexual innuendos, strong sexual,
yeah. But
all the
no.
sucking stuff. And
Yeah,
then the thrusting with the killing the zombie lesson, how
yeah,
to do it
yeah,
correctly. And that's, yeah, that's pretty, to the point. So
yeah,
there's definitely, adult reference to adult material, shall we say, in this.
yeah,
The Monty Python scene, obviously the reference to, oh, that's just a flesh wound, but then
yeah,
turns into a 70s kung fu,
yeah, yeah,
fight scene. I thought it
yeah,
was great.
yeah,
The son's good, how he wants to be a human. That's
yeah.
fantastic. There's just lots of fun stuff in this. And as someone, I don't know if I've already said it, but someone who's not necessarily a comedy horror fan, this one, it did not bore me. And it's definitely worth checking out because it's done in a very cool, new, modern way.
Yep.
And I hope there is a sequel because there is a big suggestion of, I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
spoil it. It's that type of film.
yeah.
And yeah, I hope that they get it so you can check it out on Prime, I believe, here, Baron.
Uh,
Yes,
yes, I
if I'm
believe so.
not
Let me double
mistaken.
check that because it may have
Double
changed.
check that. Pretty sure. And yeah, shout out to Peter Walkton Publicity for this one. This one's a banger.
Apple TV.
Okay, which you can get through Prime
Yep, correct.
as well. Yes.
So I did pick one review off the internet that kind of encapsulates what I felt about it. And it says here, I knew what I was getting into. I mean, a title like Vampire Zombies from Space, just know it's going to be stupid. But what I didn't know was how well it was done. It is an obvious piss take, but handled with care, knowledge, and love.
Yeah, that reflects what I say, echoes what I say. Absolutely. Well, how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So therefore, what do we rate it ourselves then, Baron?
Well, look, I've given it a 4.
3.75.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we've
It's
probably
not
come in.
quite of my genre to give it a 4, but
Yeah,
of this genre, it's up to, yeah, it's in
yeah.
the top 10.
Nice.
Definitely. I'll
Yeah,
throw it in
yeah.
the top 10.
So yeah, so yeah, we've come in just above the online aggregator score of 6.8. So we've probably come in at about a 6 point, no, about a 7.9,
Okay.
7.8, which is good. So we're coming just slightly
It
higher, which is fine.
deserves a 7, just a baseline of a 7, in my opinion. So
Now,
go out and watch it and throw out a review, however it
yeah,
may be, but I think you'll give it a 7.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Look, I'd normally do goofs at this point, but it is obviously made to see the strings and see the microphones. So it adds to it rather than taking away from it. So I'm not going to call it a goof. And the vampires in this are beautifully explained. I don't think we need to go into it any deeper than in the crypto psychology corner. It's all nicely explained and it makes internal sense.
And speaking of sense in terms of pacing and structure, this isn't like Anchorman. This isn't just hit you with set up punchline, set up punchline, set up punchline for 80 minutes. No.
Yeah.
This is well structured in
Yeah.
terms of narrative and plot.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not silly in that way at all. Yeah.
No, the story moves on and it makes sense, and characters make good decisions. The decision tree moments track.
Within this world. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
We do know it's a movie called, yes, Vampire Zombies
From
from
space.
Space.
So yeah,
Plugs, yes, of course. Escape Manor, Evil Corp, Escape Manor, Christmas. If you want to come get Christmas cheersy, it goes berserk in the manor. You'll love it. As it does at Evil Corp in a far more evil, gruesome way, but there's plenty of Christmas celebration and desecration. And Ipswich Little Theatre, check them out. Check out what your local theatres around the shop, around Brisbane are doing in general, and wherever you are at. And also, okay, this is what I'll say about the Netflix Universal thing. Go see movies at
yes.
the cinema. That's actually quite important now that we show that we like to go to the cinemas. But yeah, it's important because Netflix, they don't like people going to the
No, they
cinemas.
want
Yeah,
people at home in front of the TV, and I'm not against
forever.
that. Not against that, but I do want. I don't want to lose cinema.
But
Cinema's been
both.
such a big part of my life ever since I was
Mm.
5 or 6 years old. Cinema, like I build holidays around whether there's a cinema nearby. So yeah,
And
uh,
it's a standard of quality as
yeah,
well. Yeah,
yeah,
as well, because we don't want content that's produced to be purely consumed at home and is of a certain frequency in terms of the content, but also in the way that it's emitted out to you. So it's designed to be double screened.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Intentionally content, because fuck the word art, that's out the window. Content designed for double screening.
yep,
It's gone from the cinema, yeah, and you have to have your stuff in the cinema to be nominated for an Oscar,
yep,
to stay at home and double screen.
yeah,
Go to the movies.
yeah, yeah. Go to
That's
the
all I'll say. Yeah, yeah.
So look, my plugs. I'll always plug Act React Theatre. We've got the show coming up in Perth, Perth Fringe. Speed the movie, the play. It looks like we might also be doing it early in the new year at the Powerhouse in Brisbane again. It'll be the just after the 10th anniversary of the first time we performed that. So yeah, please do keep an eye out for that. Improv Queensland, we've just finished up for the year, which is our last shows, which was Iron Improviser and Sex Fashional. I was in both of those.
How
That
did
was
it go? Sex Fictional,
Sex Fashional
Gabby's
was
show.
amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
good
so
response.
you've been in theatre, right? Have
Once
you
or
ever
twice.
heard of the tech crew and the stage manager going, "Look, there's nothing on after you. Do a couple more scenes,"
No, absolutely not.
because they all want to go home.
Yeah.
I know they wanted to stay and see more scenes.
Because you're improv. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. Cool. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that.
So yes. Also, IFWP Publishing, Supernova, as
hmm
usual, and keep
Any
an eye out.
Rex? Sorry,
Yeah.
after you.
Oh, no, I
My
was just
bad.
going to say keep an eye out for our Welcome to Derry podcast. Keep an eye out for some sizzle coming from Vampire Zombies from Space. we've got some sizzle. We've got a special episode coming up for this film that I think people will enjoy.
Be a nice companion episode,
Yes.
definitely. So yeah, that's
That's us,
yeah,
I think.
yep. Watch the dairy. Watch out for the Stephen King special, and we'll throw in a Christmas special somewhere in there.
Yeah. Awesome.
Darren,
Um, go to bed, children. Go to bed.
Oh, I love it when you're evil.